Are you looking for the best canister vacuums? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best vacuums on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Miele Classic C1 Turbo Team Powerline Vacuum. While the Miele Classic C1 may be pricey, it's a well-rounded choice that eliminates the need for any other vacuum. Between carpeted, hardwood, and grouted tile floors, the vacuum worked well on all surfaces, plus it effectively navigated our furnished obstacle courses and cleaned upholstery. A dial on top of the canister allows you to switch settings quickly, and the attachments are clipped onto the hose for storage. The wheels glide well on different floors, and the head swivels easily through twists and turns. The vacuum is relatively quiet, especially on the low setting. We found the vacuum most effective on carpet, as it tossed a little debris back out onto the hardwood floors, but overall it worked well, even if we had to go over some surfaces a few times. It took under 2 minutes to clean our test living room, and under a minute to clean the upholstery. It's extremely light, just over 10 pounds, so it wasn't a hassle to lug up the stairs during testing. We benefited from removing the vacuum head on the stairs in order to really hit the corners of the steps. The cord is retractable, and long enough to use with a central outlet. The only surface we really struggled to clear up was the car mat. It took us 10 passes, and hair would clump up, stalling the roller and leaving some debris behind. But this was the only surface that we struggled with in any significant way. When emptying the bag, we found it slipped right out from its compartment. There's a small plastic flap on the bag that keeps the debris from falling into your hands. Pieces of hair do get tangled onto the vacuum roller, so we found ourselves using a seam ripper to remove it all. At number 2. Black Plus Decker Bagless Canister Vacuum. This Black Plus Decker model is well below the median price of the canister vacuums we tested, but that hardly means it isn't a top contender. It's a great option for those on a budget. We were surprised how well it cleaned the floors, taking up to 2.5 minutes to clear debris. We needed 2 to 4 passes of the vacuum to completely clean the hardwood and carpet, but the grouted tile and car mat both required 8 passes. The vacuum head pushed debris around on the grouted tile more than we noticed on the other surfaces. The suction is strong enough that it not only picks up the debris directly underneath the vacuum head, but within a few millimeters as well. Of all the debris types we tested, the orzo required the most vacuuming, as it seemed a little too heavy for the machine to easily suck up. It's extremely quiet, has a long hose, retractable cord, and wheels on the canister. The plastic material, while appearing slightly cheap, does mean the vacuum is very lightweight and easy to lug around if you're doing a deep clean. We didn't find it necessary to empty the vacuum until the end of the test, and since it's a bagless model, it's easy to maintain. The only catch is that if you're reaching into the inner chamber, debris might fall onto your hands. The vacuum works well against upholstery chairs, though you do have to switch out the attachments to either the crevice or brush tool. Though we did find the crevice tool useful to get into the corners of the staircases. At number 3. Miele SBAN Zero Classic C1 Pure Suction Powerline. The Miele was a standout performer on all surfaces due to its strong suction, but we found it best suited to hard surfaces. That's because the suction is so strong that when we ran the vacuum over a car mat, it started to pull up the actual mat, not just the debris on top. We found that the vacuum ticked all our boxes in quality and performance. It only took a single pass for it to pick up 100% of the debris on the hardwood floor and stairs, and only 2 passes to fully clean the grouted tile. The vacuum head had a tendency to push the debris around the tile on the first pass, so we recommend lifting it slightly and placing it directly on top of the debris to clean more quickly on this floor type. Though it was the top winner for hard surfaces, it didn't falter elsewhere. The vacuum picked 95% of the debris off a carpeted surface on the first pass, and the upholstery attachment swept up all the dust and hairs, even in the corners and tight spots, in one go. The only point against it for maneuverability is the lack of wheels on the head, which meant we had to put in a lot of elbow grease. But the canister has 3 wheels, which made it easy to tug around, even as we led it through the living room obstacle course. At number 4. Kenmore Elite 21814 Crossover Canister Vacuum. The Kenmore gave a satisfactory performance across all the surfaces we tested, but we found it worked exceptionally on the carpeted floor, stairs, and car mat. On these surfaces, the vacuum picked up 95% of the debris mixture on the first pass. We did find the vacuum a little hard to move around in certain areas, but that is due to the strong suction, meaning you're not having to go over a particular spot twice. After cleaning the carpet and the mat, we noticed that no hairs were stuck in the brush roll. The wheels on the canister glided smoothly, even through our carpeted living room space, but we did find the bulky size caused the canister to bump into flat surfaces like the edge of the TV console. With that said, the vacuum head fits well under furniture like chairs and coffee tables. We did have to go back a few times in the living room space to pick up bigger pieces of orzo and cereal, but the vacuum managed to clean the whole space in under 4 minutes. The upholstery attachment also cleared dust off the chairs with minimal effort and time. While it still worked efficiently on hard floors, we did notice the vacuum had a tendency to spit out more of the debris on surfaces like hardwood, requiring more passes to clean the hard floor and stairs than on the carpet. At number 5. Kenmore Compact Bagless Canister Vacuum. If having to purchase replacement bags is a turnoff for you, the Kenmore Bagless Vacuum is a great option. We only needed to empty the dustbin once at the end of the test, and it was easy to remove from the canister. To clean, we only needed water and a paper towel. The only maintenance bit that required more manpower was removing the hairs from the brush roll. Since you can't separate the brush from the vacuum head, you'll likely need to use your fingers or a small tool to clean it out. That minor inconvenience is far from being enough to outweigh how well-rounded we found the vacuum to be, especially at a below-average price. The suction was strong enough to pick up 99% of debris on the grouted tile, and took no more than 2 passes on the hardwood and the car mat. The vacuum performs well on both hard and carpeted surfaces, though we found using a crevice tool helps in picking up extra grains on the carpeted stairs. The head glides smoothly, and it took only about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to clean our whole obstacle course. With the combination of a canister on wheels, a vacuum head that swivels, a retractable cord, and a lightweight overall design, this is one of the best canister vacuums when it comes to ease of mobility. You won't be breaking your arms and back to lift this one around.